Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity to debate the Constitution of Zimbabwe Amendment Number 3 Bill of 2026. Madam Speaker, ma'am, in doing so, I carry with me the views and concerns of the citizens of Harare West constituency, gathered through a constituency consultative meeting that I held on the 21st of March 2026 in Maubra in Harare West constituency. I wish to state from the onset that the people that I represent have expressed an overwhelming opposition to this bill. Ma'am, they believe it weakens the democratic governance, it undermines constitutionalism, and erodes the sovereignty of the citizens. Our constitution is not an ordinary statute. It is a supreme law of the land and a social contract between the citizens and the state. Madam Speaker, ma'am, at the center of this bill today is a fundamental question. Does this bill strengthen the sovereignty of the people, or does it take away the power from the people and concentrate it into the executive? The Constitution of Zimbabwe is founded on a popular sovereignty. The legislative authority that we enjoy today is derived from the people. Parliament is therefore not a master of the Constitution, but Parliament is a servant of this very Constitution. Madam Speaker, ma'am, this bill, when read as a whole, does not merely make technical changes. It forms a coherent scheme that weakens the electoral accountability, reduces citizens' participation, and consolidates power in the executive. When I was going through this bill as presented by the Honorable Minister Ziyambi, I saw a troubling pattern. I saw that the bill seeks to take away the people's direct right to elect their head of state. I saw that the bill also seeks to extend the term of elected officials. I also saw that the bill weakens the independent institutions and concentrates more authority in the executive. I am therefore, Madam Speaker, ma'am, convinced that these amendments move this country, Zimbabwe, into a wrong direction. Let me go clause by clause, Madam Speaker, ma'am. I want to start with clause 2. Clause 2 removes the voter registration, compilation of the voters' roll, and custody of the voters' roll from an independent Zimbabwe Electoral Commission and transferring those roles and these functions to the Registrar General. As Harare West constituency and myself, we reject this clause. The voters' roll is a function, the voters' roll is a foundation of a free and fair election. Whoever controls the voters' roll, Madam Speaker, ma'am, controls the critical part of our electoral process. Moving this function from ZEC to the Registrar General weakens the electoral independence and places a core electoral function under an office that lacks the same constitutional safeguards as the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. Speaker, ma'am, if the concerns with ZEC is efficiency, the answer is very simple. The answer is not to strip away ZEC of its mandate. The answer is to strengthen ZEC by making sure we improve data sharing with the Registrar General, modernizing registration systems. We're now in the 4th industrial revolution where we can make use of AI and also ensure transparency within ZEC. Let me quickly move on to clause 3. This is one of the most dangerous clauses, Madam Speaker, ma'am. It proposes that the President must be elected by members of Parliament in a joint sitting of Senate and the National Assembly. The people of Harare West are very clear. The President must be elected directly by the people. We maintain that there must be one vote, one person, one vote must remain. Madam Speaker.
He cannot recall.
But did he not recall?
No,
Yeah, but even if he did, they'll come to the public and say, we have been recalled for doing this for you.
You must be recalled doing the right thing.
What is the problem? Are they there just for comfort?
Until remember,
yeah, to a 5-star hotel. You can't use that as an argument.
Comfort because if it carries on, they will benefit.
Yeah, but there was another issue. I think there was a time where David Cotter also argued in Parliament that some MPs, because they would have been beneficiaries of...
Game Ratiri is like a chess game. Pieces, gets moved. etc. I understand people with this. Remember when I'm with this one, I want to get so. But if you go in attacking it, Bango, so Monosumba. Masumba. And then what? Politics is no da. Kutivano tifunge. Outside of the box, sometimes. Okay, situation at Tiri goes Navy. To say, this is what is happening.
We need to suffocate their oxygen one way or the other.
Most of people need to understand that. People need always. You cannot just do chimogutira just because you think it is on because out there.
But mentality, Ango, does it derive from people getting frustration or getting to at the end of their teeth, basically? Chimaindi like you are saying. Is it coming from we have had enough, or is it coming from a place where there's desperation to try and inflict or to change things, or is it just coming from
what I'm saying is, I want you to look at the reaction Yapi was so far pa Nige Cup 3 and it. Okay, we've got so many of our young people who have been arrested. Some have been made to flee the country. And if it was back in the day, what do you think would have been, the response of the international, community?
Yeah,
when I'm not
noise about it.
I'm going to EU in Zimu statement.
Absolutely, a lot.
Swedish embassy in statement. Australian embassy in statement.
Things have changed now.
British embassy in statement.
Even fellow African countries.
Yes. But I'm not saying all hope is lost, but I'm saying we need to rethink and come up with initiative and strategies. Our plight gets to where it is supposed to be. And but that right there starts with us, Isusu, as Zimbabweans. It's not about targeting an individual getting such a bang. Because you can simply, report, the police and
absolutely. Remember,
they can descend on you with a cause.
Remember, Geza came with that strategy at one point on one of his 2030 broadcasts. Ajipama addresses.
Yes. And what happened?
I don't think there was a follow-up to that, to be fair. I don't think it ever happened.
I want to revisit that.
Okay.
Funny response here. When Chamisa said, I will not do in paper 2, he was responding, to something. What was he responding to?
To 2017 coup.
But what was he responding to? There was a question that he was asked.
Mm-hmm.
And then he responded.
Okay.
Ana kunzizo kopa geza revolution amuna kuita yese one.
Yes.
I download do a paper 2.
Correct.
Because in 2017, taught us.
Tagatambis.
Taught him.
Mm-hmm.
And it.
He said that.
Yes, I have reposted that,
Mm-hmm.
and I've said, Guti, Vachamisa is saying, Guti, you will not support 2017, even if my generals, right now say, Guti, they want to do a coup on ED.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to be, supporting that, because 2017 taught him a lesson.
Right.
What lessons, did he learn from 2017? Do we know?
No, they are not in the public domain, but we can only
we can only speculate.
Mm.
Because when I'm looking at 2017, when we did, the 2017, there was support from the opposition.
Correct.
And when there was support from the opposition, we then got told, there was an agreement, okay, Mugabe, we were going to go into a government of national unity. But what then happened? ZANU-PF came through and said,
Yes.
takudhila neconstitution yedu yeZANU-PF kuti inoti chii kuti kana leader achinge abva whether afa kana resigna and Mugabe resigned.
It did.
What then happens? Iwo as a political party, they invoke their processes, right? A leader then comes from ZANU-PF, and if a leader comes from ZANU-PF, takes over, that leader then gets into power and save whatever remaining years, and that is exactly what happened. But there was a promise, we are now moving into a government or a transitional unit or whatever.
Yes.
But that did not materialize. So when Nelson Chamisa is saying I will not do a 2017, what is he alluding to? What is he referring to?
Yeah.
Okay, we do a 2017, right now. Emerson Mnangagwa is kicked out. And the situation is still the same. ZANU-PF can still say, Aiwaka, Isusuka Tizu lead, Wedu Ndianga Panyanga.
Chini chedu.
Saka chini chedu ichi. Who simply, invoke our processes. But the next leader is going to, to come, and that leader, if he's a hardline leader, I don't go to minute. I'm finishing off, the remaining, 2 years of Emerson Mnangagwa. And I finish the remaining 2 years of Imimi opposition and Gimnosara and Muripa.
Yeah, definitely. 2017, it seems like there was a promise in the background.
There was, not seems. There was a promise. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, we need to start some of these things and understand some of these things. If this is an action that we want to take, action E, in a guarantee, yakaita say, Yekuti's opposition or, the broader society in Zimbabwe is going to be part and parcel of whatever it is that is going to happen, going forward.
Right.
And number one, I'm not saying I'm not saying this in support of ZANU-PF, but I'm saying this in recognition of where we are, or in recognition of what exists at the present moment. So if 2017 brought us that, we cannot have a repeat of 2017 because it is going to bring us that. But what is it that we can do to avoid a 2017? Sometimes the problem we want to deal with a symptom instead of dealing with the genesis of the problem. And right now, some of Zimbabweans, some of the solutions that we have, they are dealing with symptoms, but they are not going to be dealing with the genesis of the problem. That is where we need to focus and find solutions to. Zimbabweans, what is it that we need to do? Because Zimbabwe has been plagued by a system created by ZANU-PF. Leaders can come and go. For as long as that system still exists, we will experience the same problems that we are facing today. So what we need is an overhaul of a system. Change the way things are. Change the status quo. Change things and usher in a proper new dispensation. not a pseudo dispensation, because it will not get us anywhere. It's a difficult situation. It's a difficult thing, to be dealing with. But everything rests with the Zimbabweans, with the citizens. Vanavem Zimbabwe. If you can manage to spring whatever it is that you can spring outside of any of these things, probably we can have a change of the system. But for as long as we continue to be depending on the existing apparatus, that are there, that we know could kind of thing, because there are people who are banking on the goodwill of the general. To say with the general agapinda, I don't want to in
answer the better devil.
Yes, I need but I need to. But it is. But do we know?
Uncle, ndeyekuti kuri kunzi general vapinda vanenge vakuti ngachisangana nesu opposition to government of national unity.
But do we know? But do we know?
Ndosaka kuchinzi we cannot, because Chinamasa, when he came out that time, chakatanga ndechakachinjisa.
Because what happened in 2017? What happened in 2017 was the people.
Clive Amirira.
Okay. All right. They wanted the people, they wanted my citizens.
Yes.
And for them to reach to the citizens, they reached out to the opposition leadership. And saying that but you guys will get this and this afterwards. Then it will be like a one unity, one song.
I cannot do a paper too. Chamisa was in the leadership. I'm not defending Chamisa here. I'm not trying to be a Chamisa Passy. No, I'm not a Chamisa Passy here. But I'm just saying, when he says, I don't need a paper. I don't want paper two. I will not participate in a repeat of paper two. We know Chamisa was part and parcel of leadership. What is it that happened? Then exactly. What does he know? What guarantees were he given? Which guarantees were not upheld?
So it was an agreement that the country is at a crossroads right now. Let's take out this guy and let's start afresh, and we do this kind of thing. That was gonna be a government of national unity of some sort. The moment the ZANU-PF felt they were comfortable now, they said, it's our thing now. It doesn't involve you. So, there's no guarantee of, hey, can you wait? There's no guarantee that this guy and the general, once he get to be supported and get the power, because the problem with the power is once we have it, you can use it. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry.
Chikuti dzingaiza chi Chamisa mvunzo wangu Nyamashisha haana kusangana ere na General Chiwenga. Fast forward, what is our problem? Dara jinga uye panapa ndakakumbokuudza kuti kamuruwa nzvambomira akashama ichingomira nevoice yako. Point I'm making, tikuda kuyera nyoka nega vana mudhara jia. They must tell us the truth kuti tisaite mahonyera kuti